I wasn't going to say anything, but I have to because I watched the video probably about 24 hours ago and it's still bothering me to my core. That video of the labor and delivery nurses talking about their icks, the thing that makes me the most upset about that video is that pretty much everyone in that video was a black woman or a woman of color. Okay? In a labor and delivery unit. Easily one of probably the most terrifying places that women of color have to go in this vulnerable state of time in their life. You can go look at the statistics. They are out there. They're free. Just Google it. Look up maternal and fetal, fatality rates. Look at outcomes. Look at the statistics of women enduring high-risk pregnancies. Like, look at all of it and look at the statistics. And you're going to see the gap and the disparities of outcomes.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a TikTok video going viral of nurses explaining their icks with their job, okay? This is like a TikTok challenge that unfortunately for these nurses got them fired because basically they were talking about all the things they don't like about dealing with pregnant women. And as you can imagine, the internet did not like this very much, and that resulted in them losing their jobs. So I want to talk about this, but before I get into it, I just want to go ahead and play the video so you guys can understand exactly which video I'm talking about here. Take a look.
Ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
What?
My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands.
Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door.
Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain with just a Cervidil, and you're still closed, fingertip.
When we've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your family member coming at the front desk asking for something else.
Excuse me, can I have a blanket?
Another ick, when you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama.
Oh, no.
Ick.
Say that.
It's the unlimited trips to the nurses station for me.
Yeah, so again, these are nurses out of Atlanta at Emory University Hospital. And it just so happens that, again, there was major backlash against this video, okay? It went viral. And you also had women that started to post their experiences that they had at this hospital.
Oh my God, have you seen the video going around of the labor and delivery nurses giving their icks? That is the hospital that I almost gave birth at. That is the hospital that had such atrocious fucking energy that I literally switched to a midwife at 33 weeks pregnant, which I don't know if you know this, that's very, very late in the game to switch. I was terrified because all the midwives had been taken. The birth center was completely full. Thank fucking God I found Margaret when I did. She was amazing. Honestly, 10 out of 10 experience. But also, like, I was terrified. I was literally crying because I picked up on that energy real fucking quick. Literally everyone in my life was like, you're being so dramatic. And I was not. You can see it in the video, the awful, the negative. You can it's tangible. And I felt that every single appointment. I have so many stories that I could tell you guys just about the inappropriateness that I experienced at that hospital. But just in general, without a doubt, every single appointment that I walked out of, which was 5 minutes long, after I'd waited a minimum of 45 minutes, I felt like a burden. I felt like they were mad at me for asking questions, which honestly, after seeing that video, they probably fucking were. And for my own personal experience, I am thankful, honestly, that they were so negative because I picked up on it and I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm having a home birth. I will not deal with this. But home birth is expensive and not everybody can do that. Not everyone qualifies for a home birth either. No one deserves to go into a hospital and feel the way that these nurses and doctors are making people feel. If you are a nurse or a doctor and you fucking hate your job and you feel like you're at a point in your life where you're making fun of people for asking for food and water and blankets, or you're making fun of the pain level that they're experiencing and judging them for not taking an epidural, or you're mad at them because they want to take a fucking shower before they give birth, just get a new job.
That second nurse, Karma's I will never forget your face. My son will never forget your face. You was there when we asked so many questions on how my son passed away, and you played it off. Y'all all played it off, and 2 of y'all are in that video. And Karma is a 2 down, 3 to go. Y'all are finally being held accountable. it's so much that y'all did wrong. And yeah, it's time for me to take that next step, because this just pushed me. Oh, I was willing to forgive and move on, but that video right there, y'all energy, it's so much y'all did.
Yeah, so you guys, you seen that, you heard that. Women are coming out and saying that they had negative experiences, traumatic experiences in some cases, with some of these nurses at this hospital. Which, hey, you know, if these stories are true, which I don't have any reason to believe they're not true, obviously, again, that is terrible. Okay, I think that is really terrible. But I want to talk about the way people are talking about this real quick before I get into the nurses actually getting fired. I think it's annoying how people take issues like this and they want to make it a race thing when this is not a race issue. I think the race of the nurses is irrelevant. And I think that people are trying to make this more about black women, okay, and the issues that black women have with, you know, going to the hospital and giving birth, and the fact that they may be more prone to, you know, die or to have extreme complications when they get pregnant. They want to make it more about that than the fact that, again, this is an issue that is affecting all women, right, of all different races. They're being affected by these nurses who, you know, may or may not be treating their patients with the care that they should. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, it's stuff like this that really kills me, right? Mark Lamont Hill, he can't get this easy thing right? This is a layup. But this is what he says. This TikTok video on the nurses demonstrates why hospitals, and particularly labor and delivery sections, are incredibly dangerous spaces for black people. For black childbearing people, these spaces frequently blame, shame, criminalize, and kill. They do not see our humanity, right? So again, the irony here is that he's making about black this, black that, but who do you have to blame? Because those nurses in that hospital there were black women, right? For the most part. I'm just saying. Are you admitting that maybe black women, black nurses are doing this as well too? Maybe they're not, you know, treating black women the way they should be. Who knows? But what really gets me here is that this guy can't even say the word mother or women. He says for black childbearing people. Mark, men can't get pregnant, right? I thought you learned that already, okay? When you got embarrassed for stating that you think that men can get pregnant to Candace Owens. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, again, this is a women's issue, and that if you're gonna pretend like you care about this issue as much as you claim that you do, then you might want to at least acknowledge their humanity, right? You might want to at least acknowledge the fact that these are women, right? Again, not men, not just people, women, mothers. So with that being said, the nurse is getting fired. I personally don't think that what they said in the video was all that bad. Okay, when I first heard about this story, I was like, oh, they must have said something super crazy, right? Like, but when I actually watched the video a few times, I was like, you know, I think what they said was kind of benign, right? In the sense that they're just saying out loud the things that a lot of people think when they're on jobs, specifically jobs when you have to deal with other people, right? You have to deal with customers, or if you have to deal with your coworkers, right? They're just saying it out loud on TikTok. I don't think there's anything in there that indicates that there was malpractice, as much as it's just they did not enjoy, you know, their jobs, or they don't, you know, enjoy the experience of working with pregnant women, right, and their families and stuff. Which, again, I do understand why women are upset about this, because, again, you know, women get pregnant only a few times in life, and, you know, it is a very vulnerable situation for them. Okay, and they do want to be treated with the utmost of care, and they do deserve all the care they get when they go to the hospital, right? And the nurses that work there should actually want to take care of them and to do everything they can to fulfill their needs, regardless of how they feel, okay? So that being said, I do understand why people are upset. I just don't know if these nurses should have necessarily been fired, even though I do understand from a business perspective how a TikTok like this, putting this out here, could basically damage the reputation of a hospital, right? It could sow distrust in the medical professionals that work at a hospital, which is a problem, right? It's really no different than somebody that works in customer service, let's say a grocery store or whatever, they hop on TikTok and then they start talking about all their icks working with, customers, right? Customers that come through and, they buy groceries or whatever. They say, oh, I don't like when the customer does this and they do that. Yeah, I mean, I think that it is reasonable for a company to fire them over that, okay? So I kind of think that that's the same thing that's kind of going on here. Even though I don't think what they said was really all that bad, I do understand it from a business perspective. But with that being said, I don't understand why people in these professions, right, especially you talking about nursing, right? You're talking about during the pandemic where you had a bunch of these nurses on TikTok, right, when these hospitals were supposed to be filled to the brink, right? The hospital was supposed to be flooded, right, with people, sick people dying everywhere, right? Like a scene out of The Walking Dead or something, okay? That's what it's supposed to be. But they were actually on TikTok dancing, right? They were on TikTok dancing, twerking, doing all types of crazy stuff on the job. And I think that has created some distrust in the medical field, okay? And I don't think that in certain fields and jobs, you should be posted on TikTok. I really don't. I really don't know why people who work in some of these professions, especially again when you have to work with people, why are you posting on TikTok? Honestly, you should just stay off of TikTok. Okay. This is the type of situation we see a lot with, again, police officers, nurses, doctors, whatever. It's like, it's just better unless it's fundamental to the advertisement of your business. Like I can understand why a surgeon or a plastic surgeon would want to be on TikTok or whatever. But unless it's actually fundamental to your business, in the company, why are you on TikTok? Right? I don't understand. You should probably stay off of TikTok while you're on the job. Okay? Seriously. I mean, if people get fired all the time for things they post on social media, I generally don't think that they should be fired for it. But, it's certain situations like this. Again, when you're working in certain, fields and professions where you just can't post stuff like this. You got to think about, okay, how are people going to perceive the things I'm saying? Right? Do I think that pregnant women are going to react well to the fact that, hey, I'm saying out loud how we get annoyed when we're dealing with them? I don't think so, right? It's not going to be a good look for the hospital. Similar situation when it comes to teachers. Teachers posted on social media how they like to talk to kids about sex, right? Again, don't think that's going to be a good look for the school. Why are you posting that? And then they get fired, and then the left will say, well, you're attacking teachers. You're going after teachers. Well, seems to me got a whole lot of people going after nurses, trying to get nurses fired. But again, these are a whole lot of people that happen to be leftists. They happen to be liberal. People in certain professions probably should just avoid posting on TikTok while you're on the job, right? I'm just saying. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.